KATYA Rhapsody. As a new ballistic DPS who deals frost type of damage, KATYA is a very versatile and powerful operative capable of delivering high sustained DPS to a single target with her normal shot and standard skill, and multiple targets with her ultimate skill. Equipped with Gatling gun weapon that has a very high fire rate, with massive ammo capacity and can consistently deal guaranteed critical shot, KATYA can deliver massive DPS through her normal shots alone. However, this weapon comes with a downside, which is a very slow reload speed. So does that mean KATYA is heavily reliant on Phoenix Starshine to provide additional magazine? Not really, I will explain soon. Since Gatling gun has a fixed fire rate, any additional fire rate buff that KATYA receives will be converted into ballistic damage buff at a 1:1 ratio. Additionally, the Gatling gun also needs a 0.6 second warm-up time before it can fire its first shot. KATYA Rhapsody has a very cool passive skill that enables her to enter temporal sprinting state, allowing her to thrust glide forward when sprinting. While KATYA in temporal sprinting state, she will consume 20 temporal factor per second. Additionally, KATYA can also speed up her skill energy charging speed by an additional 10 skill energy per second. KATYA can replenish 30 temporal factor every time she performs a tactical dodge, with a maximum storage of a 120 temporal factor. So basically, you can continuously maintain her temporal sprinting state by doing tactical dodge whenever she doesn't have sufficient temporal factor. When KATYA uses her standard skill, she will deploy a phase 1 dimensional amplifier that consumes 7 skill energy per second. When firing through dimensional amplifier, the dimensional pursuit cannon will launch a follow-up attack aimed at the same target every 0.2 seconds. Whenever her shot passes through dimensional amplifier, KATYA can gradually charge this gauge to upgrade the dimensional amplifier phase and expand its size. In phase 2 it will look like this, while in phase 3 it will look like this. Additionally, once phase 3 is reached, each of KATYA's shots that pass through the dimensional amplifier and hit a target can also increase her ballistic damage by 30% for 1 second. Dimensional Pursuit Cannon's damage is affected by ballistic type of buff, however, it cannot deal critical damage and is not affected by auxiliary unit buff. When a dimensional amplifier is present on the field, KATYA can replace its position by using the standard skill again without interrupting her action. Therefore, if the enemy is beyond the reach of the dimensional amplifier range, you can reposition it easily and as many times as you want. KATYA will retrieve the dimensional amplifier after her skill energy runs out, or you can manually retrieve it by long pressing the standard skill button, dodging through the dimensional amplifier, or when KATYA leaves the field. After the dimensional amplifier is retrieved either automatically or manually, it can trigger its skill effects such as recovering a certain amount of skill energy based on its phase. Additionally, after unlocking the first neuronic upgrade, a phase 3 dimensional amplifier can replenish 7 bullets for KATYA each time the dimensional pursuit cannons perform a follow-up attack. Furthermore, upon retrieving the phase 3 dimensional amplifier, KATYA can instantly restore an additional 50 bullets. In summary, the total bullets restored by the dimensional amplifier can always fully replenish her magazine, as long as you didn't shoot too many bullets outside the dimensional amplifier area. This is why I'm saying she is not reliant on Phoenix Starshine just to provide additional magazine, because by deploying the dimensional amplifier and upgrading it to phase 3 alone is enough to fully replenish her bullets once the dimensional amplifier is retrieved. So basically, we can say that her Gatling gun reload speed isn't 3 seconds, instead it is 1 second from the standard skill casting time, since deploying the dimensional amplifier alone can replace the reload action, while the second neuronic upgrade allows the dimensional amplifier to increase KATYA's interruption resistance and reduce the final damage taken. It allows her to keep shooting without being interrupted by enemies' attack, Additionally, it makes her more durable so KATYA can withstand more damage in case you fail to evade some of the enemy's attack. When using her support skill, KATYA performs a knock-up attack to a target in front, then follow up with continuous shooting as the target falls slowly. If the enemy is a heavy unit that can't be knocked up, KATYA will simply blast it continuously. After unlocking the first Neuronic upgrade, if the target is defeated and causes the support skill to end early, the support skill cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds, while the second upgrade can increase the support skill final damage when hitting an enemy with less than 50% HP. KATYA's support skill is also affected by ballistic damage buff, but it doesn't deal much damage, so maybe you can use it only to hold down any light elite enemy, making them a static target that's easier to shoot. When surrounded by multiple enemies, KATYA can activate her ultimate skill to unleash all her weapons and perform a bombardment, dealing damage to up to 10 targets within the AoE. Her ultimate skill damage is also affected by any ballistic damage buff and can last for 7 seconds. However, for each target defeated during the bombardment, the skill's duration is prolonged by 2 seconds. Therefore, it can even continue activating as long as an enemy is always defeated before the skill duration runs out. But of course, you can manually deactivate the skill by using the ultimate skill again. After unlocking the first Neuronic upgrade, KATYA's ultimate skill can be used without consuming any ultimate energy upon entering a stage. Additionally, this free use effect has a 600 seconds cooldown after each activation. While the second upgrade, each time her ultimate skill defeats a target, the ultimate energy cost of her next ultimate skill activation is reduced by 3, down to a minimum of 0. KATYA's ultimate skill is indeed highly effective when facing multiple enemies, especially when weak enemies are defeated during the skill activation, which can prolong the skill duration, so don't hesitate to hit the button whenever you see a pack of mobs heading your way. KATYA's Deiwos skill can provide an additional weapons compatibility by an extra 8% if KATYA uses a frost-type weapon. Additionally, every 100 alignment index can increase KATYA's attack by 5%. KATYA starts the battle by using her standard skill to deploy Dimensional Amplifier and start shooting through it. When attacking the enemy, make sure your every shot hits the enemy to regenerate skill energy, while keeping an eye for the skill energy bar so you can immediately deploy a new Dimensional Amplifier after the previous one disappears. Whenever you want to evade the enemy's attack or the enemy moves beyond the reach of the Dimensional Amplifier area, you can reposition it by simply tapping the standard skill button. Then, by repeating all of this action is enough to deal with any powerful boss that is vulnerable to ballistic damage. When KATYA is surrounded by multiple enemies, she can simply use her ultimate skill and unleash a barrage of ammo to defeat all the weak mobs in the area. KATYA's recommended Logistic squad is Prism squad. For the Logistic talent priority is attack percent and alignment index. For crit rate and crit damage amplifier can be ignored because the Gatling gun shots already have guaranteed critical hit, but it has the second lowest base crit damage among all weapons. As a result, crit rate talent is completely useless, while crit damage amplifier will only offer a minimal improvement to her sustained DPS. For KATYA best support operative, Test Fantasia is definitely the best support for KATYA Rhapsody. You can also use Vidya Celestial Swan, Phoenix Starshine, Acacia Kaguya, and Ethel the Cup as the second support operative. While Yao Nightglow and Moxier Shadow has a bit disadvantage because their crit damage amplifier buff isn't effective for KATYA due to her low base crit damage. But that doesn't mean they have poor synergy with KATYA because the other buff they can offer still work well to boost KATYA's DPS. That's all from me, thank you for watching, see you next time, cheers!